Alright guys, thank you for checking out this vlog. We're doing a quick overview of what it's like in Japan before our fish get loaded up and make their way over to the US. So in this video, we're just going to detail what's going on currently in Niigata, Japan, and what's going on for us at home. There's a lot of preparation for everyone in Japan and also for us back in New Jersey. So here's just a little video of the guys at Shintaro Koi Farm packing up all of our fish and getting them ready to make this long journey over to America. As you can see, it was a really snowy day up there in the mountains, but that did not stop the breeders from packing up these koi. But check out the video, like and subscribe to the channel, and we're going to be bringing great content like this all year. So I really appreciate you guys watching the channel. Check all this out. So we're back in, switched back the cameras to New Jersey, and Francesco and Matt are moving some fish out of the Champion house because we're going to use the one tank here to quarantine some of the fish. So we're just getting all the fish out, letting the tank sit empty for at least 24 hours. We're going to raise the salt and just get everything ready for the koi coming in. And this is live right now. We're doing this here at home, and they're doing packing the koi in Japan. So it's pretty cool to see what, both people are doing during this shipment to get everything ready. A lot of moving parts. So we have Kosuke here from Shintaro Koi Farm. He will be taking over the family business in a few years, and he is packing up one of the bags. It was really great last year. Kosuke was able to come out to New Jersey, and he received the shipment on the other end, so he knew exactly what it was like. And after Kosuke finished packing all this stuff up, he sent me a text late that night and said, "Brian, bring a lot of staff. These boxes are going to be really heavy." So he knows exactly what it's like down the other side of the shipment. So he knows when he's packing and what we have to deal with on the other side. So it's pretty cool. But they're packing all the koi up, and we're doing our work at home, getting ready for the shipment. So we're in the Champion House now, just moving over some of the fish out of one of the tanks to the other tank. We wanted to leave fish in here 24 hours before the shipment arrived, so we had the bio really strong, because this tank that we're working out of right now is going to have over 300 fish go into it. So it's important to have a strong bio in there. So Francesco's just moving all the fish over, getting everything set up for the arrival. So after all the breeders finish packaging their fish up, they meet down in Ogea, they meet the truck down there, and they load all the boxes onto the truck. Then this truck heads to Haneda Airport. So Shintaro takes care of our shipment, so he's one of the first breeders to get down there with the koi, and then they wait until all the breeders arrive. It's 150 boxes, and some breeders have as many as 30 to 35 boxes that they're going to be bringing down there for this shipment. As soon as they all arrive, the truck then makes its way down to the airport, and then they are there. They have to get cleared by the airline to get on the plane, and then they're good to go. That box going in there right now is a giant red karashi, massive fish, and it'll be the biggest fish we ever receive here at Fitz Fish Ponds. The fish is over 3 feet. It's 38 inches. It's just enormous. So just loading all the boxes on the truck. They're checking them off, making sure they're there. The shipment has to be complete, and the guys just do a great job getting this done very timely so the fish can make it down to the airport. Now they're putting on Tosai from Yamasan Koi Farm. He had 30 boxes himself in that shipment, so you can see all the breeders are helping him out, getting the boxes on there. And big thank you to the Shintaro Koi Farm family for organizing the shipment this large, and from Tim from Quality Nishiki Koi and Koi Trips for helping us source all these fish. And really it was a great experience going over to Japan this year during these times and be able to get a shipment this large in. And we do have 2 more this size coming. And as you can see, the line of cars, the breeders just all line up and one by one get these boxes on the truck, and they make their way down to the airport. So the shipment is now completely ready. All 150 boxes are in, and the truck's gonna make its way down to the airport. This year, for the first time, I actually was able to drive, not that I wanted to, but we were able to drive the reverse drive that this truck does and see what it's like. You know, it's a 4.5 hour drive to go from Tokyo to Niigata. So these trucks have to allow for if there's traffic or any accidents on the road, just so they get there with enough time, because they do not want to miss the plane, because to unpack these fish and get them back in their tanks is just way too much stress on them. So these trucks have to make sure they leave enough time to get to the airport. So the truck is off on its way down to Haneda Airport right now. And the reason we did have to not take the bullet train this year when we were there is because of COVID. Upon landing in Japan, you were not allowed to take any public transportation.
Franco the Fish Guy here, and we are now about 13 hours out from the shipment arriving in JFK. We got about 150 boxes of fish, so I think it's about a little over 6,000 fish we're getting in. So as you can see, we got all the bowls set up. We got Shintaro going in that tank. You can see the sign up there. So you can try to see it. And then we got Maruto going in that tank. And then we have all the Tosai, the 1-year-old fish, going in these 4 tanks down here. So we got the splash guards up. We have Yamasan going in that tank, or actually in these 2 tanks. We got about 1,500 fish going in those 2 tanks right there. And we got another, actually 1,500 fish per tank in each of these tanks, as well as those down there. So about 3,000 fish from each breeder, 3,000 from Yamasaki and about 3,000 Tosai from Suda. Suda, I think we're getting in butterfly, so we're gonna have a lot of butterfly fish this season. Just to give you guys a quick walkthrough, this is from the back of the greenhouse. We have the splash guards up. Reason we don't have the splash guards in between these 2 tanks right here are because they're from the same breeder, Suda. So we got about 1,500 fish going in there, about 1,500 fish going in there. New breeder, Yamasaki, so we got a splash guard in between those 2. Splash guards basically prevent any water splashing from one tank to another. That way, if there's any parasites or any bacteria that's specific to that breeder or anything like that, it doesn't translate to another tank. And usually Alright, so we got splash guards in place. That way there's no cross-contamination between breeders. It just put some salt in the tank. Salt is great, it ameliorates stress, and the fish are in a box for about 40 hours, so it takes a toll on them. And salt's a great sort of all-around cure. It helps reduce stress, and if goes high enough, it'll kill most parasites. It won't kill flukes, unfortunately, but it'll kill or inhibit ick. It'll usually kill Costia, Chilinella. So right now I put just enough salt to sort of help de-stress the fish when they get in. You don't want to have too big of a shock on them when they first arrive, because the water they're coming into is just regular well water. So 0% salt in there, so we don't want to shock them too much. So we're bringing it up maybe about 1/10 or 2/10 of 1%. And then from there, I probably plan on bringing it up to about 0.5, have about a little over 0.5%. And these tanks are all, that tank there, this tank here, and pretty much all the tanks you can see except the short ones in the back, they're all about 1,900 gallons. And on these 2 tanks, we got a Nexus 320 filtering the water, along with the Evolution Aqua Berry Pump. So these Nexus 320s are rated for about 9,600, 10,000 gallons. So even though it's a 1,900 gallon tank, because we have so many fish going in here, tomorrow we're going to be putting in about 1,500 little tosai or 1-year-old fish in the can. So as you can see, we really need that filtering capacity, and you can see our media is very well matured. We have had fish in these tanks, so we did take them out, a few days prior, but it's just a great way to get your bio established. And best thing, this year we now have heaters for all of our tosai tanks. Tosai, during the quarantine process, they do just so much better if you're able to heat the water, about 66, 68 degrees. We heat the greenhouse right now to about 60 degrees, which isn't ever really an issue for all the big fish. We got big Shintera fish going in there and Marudo going in that tank over there. Those are going to be fine. That water's about 60 degrees, which is perfectly fine for them during the quarantine period. As you can see up on these tanks, I just had to put a lot of new water in this tank right now, so it's still heating up, but right now we got the temperature coming out at 57, and it is set right now to stop at 66 degrees. So when the tosai come in, we are gonna make sure they get into somewhat warm water. Again, same thing with the salt. You don't want to shock them too much. The water they're coming in is pretty cold, so you don't want to make a giant jump for them. So they'll get into the 66 degree water, calm down a bit, and then we'll slowly bring it up. Most likely probably 68 degrees, maybe 72 degrees. It depends on basically the individual tank and how the fish are reacting to the heat. Some breeders' fish require more heat. Some tosai do fine at all in non-heated water. So this is the champion house. We haven't ever had a grand champion, but if we did, this is probably where we would keep it. We have two 15,000 gallon tanks here, and that's gonna be where a lot of the fish are going tomorrow. We have over 200 Nisai alone. Those are 2-year-old fish coming from Marseille. And also quite a lot of big fish from him as well. So that's where pretty much all the big fish are right now. We had some fish over here just to keep the bio going, and actually I drained it down quite a bit because when the fish come in, they always jump at night. So we are going to cover it as well. But just to make sure, it's a lot better for them if they are able to jump without hitting anything. So, I drained down about 2 feet right now. It's about 6 feet in total, so they still have plenty of swimming room. And actually, I gotta add in salt right now. So I just added some salt to the pond. Very important, if you're ever adding salt to your pond at home, make sure it's not near any intakes. As you can see right there, we got the bottom drain, and I poured it right along the corner. Just like fish, your bacteria in your biofilter is very sensitive to changes of salinity. So you want to make sure it is slow, your changes that you do make in your pond, and that you aren't sending high salinity water right to your biofilter, because your bacteria will either sort of shut down from the stress or they'll outright die, and it'll take a little while to build it back up. Let me just get over here real quick. And these are some of the fish we still have in stock.
So guys, thanks for checking out this vlog about what we do to prepare for a shipment from Japan. This video is running a little bit long, so we're going to cut it here, but be sure to subscribe and like this channel, and we'll be posting the unboxing of all these beautiful fish in the next video. So once again, thanks again for watching. Subscribe and like to the channel, and I hope you guys enjoyed this pre-shipment video. If you do need any fish, let us know, and we'll be happy to send fish anywhere in the US.